of the ecosystem. So you can connect communities together. If you pull them around, they move. And then I can move this one so you can see how dynamic it is. And what happens is all these are discrete communities within a site, and those communities can be connected together through what's called affiliation. So when you affiliate a community together with another one, you can communicate across between those communities, but you don't see everything. You don't have to be in the community to communicate with it. So that connects them together in a very unique way.
Hey everyone, I'm Todd Nilson and I've been working as a community strategist since 2013. I'm starting a new video series where I'm walking through community platforms with the people who build them. But here's what makes this different. These aren't your typical marketing demos. Community platforms are a major investment. In each of these episodes, you'll get a real walkthrough of a platform with someone who knows it inside and out. But you'll also get my perspective as someone who's been through dozens of platform evaluations and launches. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. So let's figure out which community platforms are actually worth your time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you may happen to be. You've tuned in to talk about your community. And I'm Todd Nilson with Clocktower Advisors, your host. And in this web series, we're meeting creators and hosts of a variety of different online community platforms. Today, I'm very excited to welcome Denise Hayman-Loa, the CEO of Carii Incorporated, which means to seek or to look for. And the product we're going to be talking about today is called Connective. And I'm very excited to get into this one because I haven't had a lot of personal experience with it yet, but I've seen a little bit of a preview, and I can't wait to show all of you what we have to work with here today. Denise, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Todd. I'm happy to be here.
I'm always happy to learn about tools that I haven't had a chance to work with much before, and especially to be able to sort of mentally compare them with the others that I'm working with. I guess maybe to start out, what was the inspiration behind Connective? What led you to create this tool?
It's actually sort of a funny story, but my husband is our chief technology officer, and he's actually the genius behind the platform. And he is a member of an international Kung Fu group. And the Kung Fu group has local, training sessions, regional, national, and global chapters. And they were having trouble communicating locally, regionally, nationally, and globally. So he came up with this concept of local yet global and an ecosystem structure. So it's kind of like, think about a galaxy where everybody's connected, but they're not locked together. So each local group could have its local session in each region, and then they could, when they wanted to do a group meeting, they could do the regional and then national and then global. So it's that whole ecosystem concept of local and global organizations being able to connect with each other as appropriate.
That's amazing. I think there are a couple of origin stories I've heard of, for online communities that have arisen from a specific need. One that comes to mind was a platform that came about because Mick Jagger, wanted a way to reach his fans directly via mobile app. So, like the Kung Fu story is a great one because it comes from a specific use case, and then it sounds like your husband built it based on what he was looking for his group.
Yep. And then we've been lucky over the years to have really smart clients that have given us lots of ideas that we've incorporated into the platform. As we go through, I'll show you some of those highlights.
Look, I can't wait to get into that. I maybe just a little, more about sort of the business. How long has Carii been around, and what is, I think, your origin story working with communities? It would be interesting to know.
Yeah, well, we've been around now for, almost 12 years. And when we started the company, most of the people we talked to said, "What's a community? Is it a municipality? What are you talking about?" So it was really, early days, and it was sort of like a product looking for a market. And over time, we've really built it out, and the industry has really progressed enormously since then as well, and as evidenced by the number of platforms in the market. And so we really found that there was just this need, and we explored that need, and we elaborated and built it out. I joined as an advisor at first, and then the team sort of voted me in as CEO, and I've been in that role ever since. It's interesting because my husband and I have complementary skills, so that works out very well. My background is I worked for 28 years on Wall Street, and I was a management consulting partner at Ernst & Young as well. So I have deep technology and management and strategy background and sales background. And then my husband has deep technology and accounting background. So we make a good team. And then we had a very big team to start with when we were building out the core of the platform. We had 40 developers. And now we've scaled back because so much of the platform is already built and it's very flexible. So we're able to do enhancements with a much smaller team.
That's amazing. So I want to get right into looking at the platform itself. But before we do that, obviously you told us about the roots of what, the impetus of what created the platform. But who is really kind of an ideal client profile now for Connective?
Yeah, so we tend to focus on 3 different sectors. One sector is investment companies, actually, like VCs or accelerators or groups looking to match companies and investors together because we have investment functionality built in. And then the other sector is social impact organizations / nonprofits. And the really big area is actually professional networks. So membership networks where people want to collaborate in a private experience that's a trusted environment. So it's really those 3. The ideal is probably the professional networks, the member organizations. But we do, we're looking at some business groups. We've got a couple of groups doing television stuff where there's podcasts and things stored on the platform. So it's flexible in many ways, but member networks are probably our primary target, and associations.
That's amazing. I love it. I'll just note that I don't hear many platforms talking about serving the VC markets. Which is that's a differentiator for you as a platform. The others, obviously there are others that work in that space, but I think you have some unique offerings that definitely are worth consideration for someone. So let's go ahead and dive into a review of the platform. And I know we're never going to have enough time to spend time on everything, but I think, if we could talk about maybe sort of your, top 3 features that customers really love that they want to buy. And then maybe we can get into some deeper, issues as well. And then part of the value of this is me as a strategist, the kind of things that I would ask on behalf of a customer will be included in the interview as well. So let's go ahead and get started if that's all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What I'll do is I have a number of client sites open right now that I'm going to go through to show different features and also to show how different the platform can look based on branding and different features the clients select and name. So I'm going to start with our client Awaken Hub. They're an organization, they're a group of women in Ireland. And what they do, it's sort of a mini accelerator. They educate the entrepreneurs, they match them with investors. They do a lot of webinars and things like that and meetings. As you can see, they're doing, one on a training on, the 9-month training program, for example. And here's the feed. So it's kind of like a LinkedIn feed style approach. You can share with multiple communities at once. And when you share, it goes across those communities. So if someone is in 5 communities, they see the post once. And when they start collaborating, everybody from all 5 communities is combined into a single channel, a single conversation. So it's very unique in that perspective because there's no other platform that I know of that can go across community and link communities together.
That's worth emphasizing for a second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So this was something that stood out to me when we had our earlier conversation before we recorded, that you really have sort of a connected ecosystem of communities. We're not talking about groups and subgroups within a community instance. We're talking about connections between discrete community instances that are related in some fashion, so that if you have a profile on one community and you belong to another community, that there's some shared feed information that's available. Is that right?
So each site is unique unto itself, but we do have technology. For example, if I join a new community, a new site, my profile carries over to that new site, so I don't need to re-enter it. So the system is smart enough to know that there's certain data that can cross over community site, but the within each branded site, it's private to that organization.
Got it.
If that is clear. I'll show you. I'm gonna skip over and jump ahead for a second and show you the ecosystem structure. I'll show you right
Yeah, because
here.
that's really unique.
Yeah, yeah. This is what when I ran a Claude analysis of our platform versus competitors, this was what Claude pointed out was our ecosystem structure, how unique it is. And so this is an example here, like of the ecosystem. So you can connect communities together. If you pull them around, they move. You can. It's very dynamic. And then I can move this one so you can see how dynamic it is. And what happens is all these are discrete communities within a site, and those communities can be connected together through what's called affiliation. So when you affiliate a community together with another one, you can communicate across between those communities, but you don't see everything. You don't have to be in the community to communicate with it. So that connects them together in a very unique way. And then also you can do things like, for example, if there's a law firm with 60 offices around the world and 11 sectors that they focus on, like manufacturing or securities law, you can connect those groups. You can have a discrete unit in each of the 60 offices, but you can also connect all the manufacturing lawyers together when you need to, but you don't have to be in each other's business every day.
Wow.
So it's a very unique structure, and this is the genius of my husband and how he designed this platform. And this architecture is overlaying everything. So, or underlaying everything actually is a more appropriate term. So it really drives the entire architecture, and that's what gives us the flexibility that we have in the platform. We filed for a patent for this technology.
Very, very powerful. And again, this is a unique architectural element to Connective.
Yeah.
That there are plenty of platforms out there. I've surveyed over 135. There's
Wow.
maybe close to 140 that are out there, like live and legacy, online community platforms that are out there in the world. This is the only one that I know of that
Yep.
does this work. Because you have, like, on one extreme, there's the standalone communities, which is usually what you buy. It's a software as a service, or it's an on-premise install, pretty rarely these days, but that it's still possible. Or the other side of it is you're on Reddit, where it's
everybody together,
platform,
right?
but everybody's mashed together. There's no relationship between the communities that are there. This is something that I've longed for as a community strategist for a long time, where there are, like, the language you're using for this is great. There are affiliated communities. They've got a reason to be talking to each other and to have that connection. And there's an inherent strength in that relationship that exists.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. And the other cool thing about it is that you can post to a whole ecosystem as well. So you can post content. So if I go over here, I can post calendar and events. So I can post, different things to the entire ecosystem or to selected communities from here. So it's also very powerful that way. So this is this is the core of the platform, really, is this concept of the ecosystem.
That's exciting to see.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump back to Awaken Hub just real quickly to go through the features. And this is the posting function. It's very straightforward. When you start typing, it opens up this panel, and you can attach images, documents, videos, links to this one post. You can enter a title, and you can share it with multiple communities at once. This client calls the communities channels, and it's easy to rename those. And then you can share it with all of these communities at once, and that is a very efficient structure. And then you can do push notifications. There's also, in certain clients use this, certain don't, where you have a privacy level. So you can have private posts and public posts. And private posts can only be shared with private communities that are selected, but public posts can be shared with others. And you can also share out to social media from within the platform. So the posting is very robust. And again, if you know how to post to LinkedIn, you know how to post here. What we've tried to do is keep the platform fairly consistent with sort of what people are familiar with, but also have some unique elements. So it's a blend of structures.
What I see here as a person who looks at a lot of different community expressions, the sidebar navigation is a pretty common element that's there. But I like the branding, and I think my overall impression of the feel of the platform is it's clean, but not Spartan. That there's plenty of room to make it your own and give it a look. And we'll see this as we look at some other examples, I think, too.
Exactly. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through some of those functions that, on this platform, on this version of this client. And so here's sort of different, there's a lot of functionality in the events. There's promoted events where you can promote outside events, and you can also host internal or webinar events. And it's very, very elaborate, a lot of detail, like you can do different currencies, different time zones, repeat events, payments or not, membership levels where certain members can see content based on the different membership levels.
So I can do payment for
Yep.
the events. Is that
Yep.
through like through Stripe, or is or PayPal?
Yes.
Or,
Yes, it's Stripe. Let me go to, I think Sustainable IT had more. This is, you see how different the site can look based on branding and color, the color choices and things like that for the. So yeah, so they do webinars. So for example, here's a webinar that they're hosting. You can RSVP from here. You can share it out to you can share it with, by inviting a friend. You can share it out to social media. You can add to the guest list from here. You can read more and get to the details and the link here. And so this is all very robust. And then you can pay for it. So if I go to, they don't allow users. See, this group has it limited so that a non-site admin cannot add events. So there's no ability to add events in here. But if I go to here to Leadership Global, I can schedule an event. This is another one of our clients, obviously, is Linda Fisk with Leadership Global. And I can host an event. And when I go to host an event, I have a lot of sophisticated functionality where I can, goes down here. So I can create an event, I can put the banner, the event type, the subject, the event description, and then here, who can attend? Is it private for site members only or public? Do I display the RSVP button? Is it free to attend or is it paid? If it's paid, I can select the currency, the ticket price, and have for different levels. I can add more pricing. I can have it be free for certain members. I can have a discount code. Does it have limited seats, or are there only 20 seats available? When will the event be? What time zone is it in? Is there a repeat? Is it repeat? Is there video conferencing? Can you, is there reminders? I mean, the whole thing. And this is key too, because you can share with certain communities. So this is an advantage, because then people who are not in the community don't have to get the noise. They don't see it on the list, and you can also include guests.
Question, Denise, the video conference, is that integrated with Zoom or another platform, or do you kind of host your own?
So we have two video conferencing tools that we've integrated, which is Jitsi and Big Blue Button, but most people aren't that familiar with them. So we also have the ability to post and include Zoom link or Meet or Teams, all integrated. We're actually working with one of our clients on StreamYard to integrate StreamYard as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Plug for StreamYard. I get nothing for that. I'm not an affiliate, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using it for years. One other thing I wanted to call out, if you go back into the create an event piece for just a second.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to point out, this is a small touch, but I always look for these attention to detail sorts of things, and this was very nice. If you scroll down to the event graphic piece, just giving the dimensions of the graphic.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for that. Like a lot of times I have to look for like the helper text somewhere in there. Even if there is helper text, it doesn't always tell you what the ideal dimensions are. Don't make me think about this stuff. I'm dropping over into Canva. It's enough cognitive dissonance for me to go over to Canva and tell it to create a new graphic and to create something that's on brand for that. Like, yeah, give me the dimensions. Thank you so much. That's a bit of a pet peeve for me.
And the other cool thing, actually, now that you bring that up, is that we have this media library for each person. So everything I've shared on on any one of the platforms, so any client site, everything I've shared is stored in my media library. So I can go here and I can just pick something that I've already shared and I can insert it.
Yeah.
So it makes it super easy. And there's also a group media library. So if you have 5 people working on a particular site and you want everybody to use the same images, you can put it in the group library. So that's a really nice sort of efficiency feature. You can also embed videos, and this is where we're going to add StreamYard. So get the YouTube and Vimeo, but we'll add StreamYard to that. So that's just a nice administration feature.
Totally.
We try hard. Yeah, we try hard to make it powerful for the admins, but also very flexible for them and not too much work. That's a really key element. In fact, why don't I mean, I'm jumping around a bit, but I might as well show you the admin functions, because this is where you manage all the users. This is where the commerce is. And then there's all sorts of very robust system-related tools. And one of the exciting things about the platform is the coins, which we've talked about, where
Yes.
there's, these activity coins are another one of our unique features. And again, this, I think, plays to the underlying architecture with the ecosystem concept. This is built in underlying. This is all the activities a user can perform. They can get coins allocated to them for this. This is like, it's like frequent flyer miles, but you can also use them for discounts for services, for coaches and things. And so you can go in here and you can set all the coins. And then when you go to the reporting section, it gives you a coin report. There's a lot of different reports, but one of the reports is coins. And if you go to the coins, you can see the user's behavior. So this report takes a minute to generate because there's a lot of data. But this report will show you where people are spending their time. So, and then you can evaluate whether the things you want them to do are being done. So whether the users or members are actually using the platform the way you want them to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
go
is a
ahead.
really unique thing as
Yeah.
well, that stood out from our earlier offline conversation about it. So the coin concept, like as a metaphor, it's great. I can wrap my head around it, really, really easily. You said something about those coins can be applied like for a coach. Like I could apply that for like a membership fee or something like that. That could be used for discounts, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you can use the coins in the platform. We've got like a ledger system built in that where you can use the coins. So if I sign up for a coach and I book time with that coach, because we have a whole coaching functionality in the platform where you can pay for coaching time, and I go to pay for the coaching time, I can actually use my coins to redeem the coins to get a discount on that coaching time in the
So
platform. Yeah.
so then like it actually pays for you to be an engaged member of that community.
Exactly. You can actually use, and we've talked to a bunch of clients because we want to build a token system into the platform because we have the technology, and we've actually integrated, at one point we integrated Polygon and blockchain stuff to try to play with that. And we haven't had any clients take us up on it yet, but we're working on that, and some of our clients are expressing interest. So it's a really cool feature. The other thing that's really powerful about it is that it shows you the behaviors. So it's not just how many times is somebody clicking on a particular image. It shows you how they're using the platform and how they're behaving on the platform. You can see when they've joined, when they've done things like Sheet focuses a lot on this Ask the Experts concept, which is like a Quora type concept. And you can go in here and you can see when people have touched that function and when they've been engaged with it. So you can look at each individual, you can look at the entire set of users, and you can look at it by function. So it's a powerful tool for managing the usage and the behaviors.
Super great. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen platforms where you can place a weight on certain kinds of engagement, but never seen it expressed in terms of something that can be redeemed for rewards. I mean, it is
Yeah.
a gamified system in that respect.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we've got one of our clients that had us build a quiz show for them, and we're working with them to. They're lining up a client, like a branded client, for that quiz show because that client used to be the producer of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so we've been working with them for a while. They've been looking for a sponsor for it, and they think they found one. So that should be really fun, and that they'll be able to use the coins a lot in that because there's a whole leaderboard concept and coin allocation there. But let me
Super.
show you, let me show you a few more while we're in the admin. It's sort of a deep dive, but we'll be quick about it. Membership settings are another really key element. There's a lot of different levels of membership. So here, like you can have multiple layers of membership.
Wow.
Look at all these membership levels she's got. All, what's charged annually, what's charged monthly, different membership types. So that's super flexible to add more. And then the other key element of the platform is the notifications. We have a lot of notifications that go out. So there's about 90 different notifications based on all different actions. And you can go in here and you can look at all these notifications like coins, and there's a digest function as well. And the other thing that is powerful about the platform is that you can direct this. So you can tell users can set their preferences so they don't have to get any notifications. Then also the site admins can set the digest, for example, so that it comes on certain days or it comes, daily, weekly, monthly digest. So it's very, very powerful. And again, this is all feedback we've got from our clients, and we built it over time, and they had a lot of good feedback for us.
That's a differentiator too. I don't see, so a lot of the I'll call them like starter community platforms. They're for for coaches or small orgs or startups. They have a nod to notifications and email digests. There's some basic functionality, but there's some granularity here that if somebody wants to get into the crunch of like who's getting what, and especially at the end user level where we so frequently experience frustration with people feeling overwhelmed by all the email, like stop all the email notifications coming to my box.
Exactly. And we thought about that because, for example, the chat functionality, the chat notifications, we don't send them out with every single chat. We send them out based on the specs, the requirements that the client puts in, and they have the same flexibility, like those dates, what day they want them, whether they want a summary, where they want individual. That's all, can be driven by the admin. I've heard of some of our competitors don't give the admins those tools, and it frustrates the users because there's too many notifications and they can't turn them off. So the other thing that's important to note is that each notification can be customized. So anytime there's like a bracket around something with a pound sign, that's coming from the system, but any other words can be edited and modified by the site. And then it obviously goes out every single time. There's also RSS feeds, so you can incorporate content from RSS sources. I don't know if she has any. No, she does. So if I go to Bloomberg Business, for example, that'll pull up all the latest Bloomberg news, and I can go in here and I can publish it or not. And if I publish it, it lets me publish by category and by community. So this is also that's also a really nice feature. So I don't want to spend too much time on the admin functions, but they're important because they really help our clients manage the experience.
Very important. And from my perspective, because, as many community platforms as I look at, like the table stakes is, do I have groups? Do I have posts? Do I have personal profiles? Like that stuff's all important, but like, I want to get at the crunch, like what's under the hood. Looking at the engine is the first thing I want to do. Like, what is this hot rod going to do? When I take it out of the garage. Yeah.
Right. Let me just, while we're in admin type functions, I'll just show you the experience builder tool. So we have different membership levels. There's site admin, there's super admin, there's experience builder, and regular members, curators, other things. But if I go to, if I have experience builder rights, I can go to these orange wheels, and it opens up a panel, a WYSIWYG panel. So this is the panel for the left menu, and I can go down here. I can change the color schemes and I can change other things, but I can also, if I go down here, I can change all the features and I can reorder them. I'm not going to do it because this is a live site, but I can reorder them. I can turn them on and off by just clicking on here. I can change the name of it and the visual and the membership types that can access it, the user types that can access it. So it's very powerful for our clients because then they don't need to come to us all the time. They can do it themselves. Like you'll notice that the different sites I already showed you have very different left menu selections and brand and naming. And so they can do that with the experience builder. And the same thing here, like if I go into this banner, I can change the banner very easily and change the wording and the color scheme and, all the images and things like that very easily. So that's a powerful tool that makes it easier for our clients to manage the experience.
And importantly, that I don't have to be a developer to do that work. Especially with a lot of enterprise platforms I've worked with, you got to go to the professional service team if you want to do anything. The platforms that I've seen have definitely moved more towards this WYSIWYG approach. and sorry for those of you that don't know, it's an old school term meaning what you see is what you get. But this is nice. It's just a nice way that if I'm the community manager, and frequently you're the sole community manager of a platform like this, that you can get in there and make the changes yourself to
Exactly.
the look and feel of the platform. So
Exactly.
that's really nice to see. This
Yeah.
raised a quick question for me. I always try to ask this. How does this work on a mobile device? Do you have a mobile responsive design, or is there a dedicated mobile app? Like how are you set up?
Yes, and so
Wonderful.
we've got mobile responsive. So if I were to shrink this, I'm not going to do it now because StreamYard probably won't pick it up. But if I shrink this screen to mobile size, you'll see the layout changes automatically. Every feature is driven that way. So there's a mobile responsive, and we also have mobile apps for everything. So everything I'm showing you, we have a mobile app for as well.
Really nice. Okay, and
Yeah,
we're both on
yeah.
the iOS and the Android side.
iOS and Android, even though iOS is difficult,
I know.
they're they're just difficult to work with. But yes,
They're
we have
tricky.
both. Yeah,
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 nice.
yeah. So the other thing I'll show you in here, because this is a nice clean site with sort of limited features that she uses, but she's got Ask the Experts is something that this is kind of like a Quora type functionality. So you can ask the entire ecosystem. If you don't know what community to ask, you can ask everyone. And you can select the category, you can select the community, you can attach documents, you can post as anonymous if you want to. And when you go down here, you can see all the answers and the questions that have been asked recently. Like this woman just put a question in, looks like Monday. And then you can also go to most answered and see the ones that have been answered a lot of times. So you can go down here and look at all the answers, and you can reply to the answers, you can upvote them, you can attach documents or videos to them as well. So
So
that's
it's
a
very
nice feature.
Quora, very Reddit like
Exactly.
with upvoting.
Exactly. Sort of like
Nice.
a forum style, yeah. And then Coach's Corner, this is a lot of our clients use this function. This is the experts functionality. So coaches or experts or mentors or speakers, and there's different layouts for it. And so this client uses this layout here where you can select people by expertise areas, and then they have a more detailed profile, and then you can also book time with them from here. The chat functionality is very important, and our clients use this extensively. So there's a very robust chat. I'm going to actually switch to a different client site because, well, I mean, they're active here, but they only have one community. The way she sets her site up is literally one big community that everybody's together in. But the chat it's kind of like combining Slack and WhatsApp together. And so it's very easy to edit. You can reply, you can forward, you can do emojis, and you can record a chat, you can upload documents to it. There's also, the nice thing is when you go here, you can search through the history of a particular chat feed. You can also check all the files that have been shared. So it's like a collaborative area for sharing files between people as they're working together on projects or something else. So it's a very robust chat technology that is unusual. I mean, it's far beyond anything I've seen in any other platform.
There's some lovely attention to detail here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're good at that. We have one of our team members in Indonesia. Our development team is in Indonesia, and our designer over there is also a developer. So he does the designs, and he is very good at sensing, the intuitive nature of something. And then we have a wonderful young woman who's worked with us for 5 or 6 years now, who does all of our implementation and branding work. So she's the one that makes the sites look beautiful for clients, and she also does a lot of our design.
And
So
that's not a small thing because it takes.
yeah,
I worked in agency for some years, and it takes time for developers and UI UX people to understand or wrap their heads around the idea of a community platform versus a standard marketing website. There's a
yeah,
very different mentality around the design of that work.
totally different, totally different. And our team has worked with us for a long time. I mean, the development team has been with us since inception. So they've been with us for 10, 12 years. And then Alexia, who does the beautiful design work, she's been with us, for 5 or 6 years, and she was a client actually before she started working with us.
Sure.
So yeah, she's really knowledgeable on the platform, and she I'll just show you really quickly our guide, which is something that she developed. So this is a full documentation structure here. So there's a user guide, which is very lovely, and you can see all the different functionality. There's a platform onboarding guide. There's an admin menu guide. So it's very robust, and all the details are in here, so you can see everything in terms, and it's very visual as well. So
Really nice.
yeah. Then I'm switching around a lot. Sorry, Todd. I'm just jumping
Oh,
around.
you're not losing me. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is
great. Partners functionality. She does a nice job here. Linda Fisk does with the partners. So this is the concept of being able to incorporate partners into the platform. Partners can give members discounts. So there's all these groups that she's got listed, and you can see some of them give discounts here. So it's a very nice tool. It's kind of like a marketplace type structure. We also do have an actual marketplace, like a Etsy style marketplace as
Oh,
well.
yeah. Okay.
So that also exists in the platform.
So you can sell goods and services
You
through
can
the
sell,
site
yep,
then?
yep, you can sell goods and services. I think
Interesting.
this, I'm going to jump around again, but this client, Thriving Women's Network, this is a new client. They've just gotten started. As you can see, there's only 11 members because it's just the testers. But,
Nice.
but this is where we've got StreamYard integrated. So you can actually do a live stream from StreamYard in the platform. And when they're
Super.
running a show, it pops up right here. So it's a really powerful tool. So they're using the Etsy style marketplace in here. So sponsors and partners, and then Thrive Shop. We're working on that, on loading that in. So there's products and services. You can see all the products and services in here. They're
Very
just
nice.
getting started. But again, this is a nice feature, and it's very well defined. So there's all sorts of ways to share the payment with the retail provider and make sure they're getting paid, but also make sure that it's easy for the user to pay for things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So on the question of getting set up as a new customer for
Yeah.
this work, and I don't want to short circuit talking about the features if there's others that we want to cover off on, but I am kind of curious. You mentioned you've got a small team, UI UX
Yep.
developer.
Yep.
As I sign on as a customer, is there like a pro services team that's put at my disposal for that setup, and about how long does that take? Like, how hands-on are you guys with providing guidance for that?
Yeah, we're very hands-on. Actually, Alexia, the young woman I mentioned, is our key lead for implementation. And she works with the clients to do the beautification, to make sure that they understand all the functionality and can work with it. So she does a lot of that. We have a full implementation guide that we've developed that's about 30 pages long that tells our clients exactly what to expect and what the features are that they'll be working with. So we are very hands-on. I think one of our strengths, and we tend to get very close to our clients because we have deep consulting background as well. So we tend to help them with their strategy and figure out how the platform will apply to their business, and even suggest revenue opportunities to them sometimes. So we're very engaged.
And then do you tend to stay pretty close to them through the whole life cycle, like even past implementation? You've got regular check-ins with them for
Yes.
their success. Yeah.
Yes, we have clients. I mean, there's clients now that are running independently and don't need a weekly meeting, but we do weekly meetings with our key clients, and then we spread it out, make them longer apart when they're fully implemented. But yeah, we tend to stay very close to them, and again, that's, I think, been a strong suit. So we have very loyal customers, like Membership Global, this one that I showed you before. She's been great working with us. She's the one who just recommended us to Thriving Women Network. So she's been sharing, and that partnership is what gives our clients the opportunity to do referrals. So it's a very engaged member base.
Really
I wanted
nice.
to just show you the job board. This is Ex Judicata, another one of our clients. They started a few months ago, and they're starting to ramp up quite effectively. And one of the features they use that we have is the job board. And what they're doing is they're helping lawyers who want to transition from law to business. And so there's a whole list of employers in here, and it's a very robust job board. I mean, it's fully functional. It could be independently run. You've got the job seekers, you've got the job openings, and you can also do private. The job seekers can be private so that nobody knows who they are if they're being confidential about things. You can go in here and see all the different the details about a particular employer. There's different functionality for the employers to put the content in versus the talent. So again, very sophisticated tool that our clients really enjoy. And they're using the career coaching as well in this version of the platform. So this is
Really nice. I'll
yeah.
note that I've only come across one or two other community platforms that have explicitly built in a job boards feature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is a real job board feature. It's not like LinkedIn has some job board functionality, but it's fairly basic.
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably wouldn't like me saying that, but it's true.
Well,
And
we're not necessarily friends to the big social media networks here, but yeah.
right, exactly. So yeah, so there's a very robust, profiling function with all their capabilities, their interests. You can view their profile. You can chat with them from here. And if she had the booking, there would be a third box that would have the booking. So book time with me is also built in. So you can
Oh,
book the
nice.
time. We've got a calendaring system where you can schedule the time and you can pay for the time all in the platform. And then that money is then allocated to the coach. So a lot of our clients use this coaching functionality because it's very powerful. I'm going to go to, this is a site we maintain. This is called Community Builder. And it's a site we maintain for our clients, for our admins, where we put new features and things. So this is a post that Alexia just did recently, and it's about the AI version that we're building. So we're rewriting the entire platform to be AI based. So we use AI in different spots in the platform, but this is a complete rewrite. So any client who wants to switch from the classic model that I've been showing you to the AI will be able to do that with just a click of a button.
So what does that mean in practical terms? A rewrite of the AI. What's your
Yeah.
on this?
Yeah. So it looks totally different. It looks like a clean screen with AI prompts below, and then you can use the prompts to go to different features and
Okay.
then use the features, and then you can set your preferences as a user. So each user can have their own preferences. There's matching technology. So it actually looks completely different. I don't know if I run this, I'm not sure it will show up in or not, but that's if you can, I don't know if you can see that, but that's sort of the visual of how different it looks. And there's a
Oh, yeah.
left menu, but the left menu is quite different as well. And you can click on things and see all the latest news or different. And so everything is set by preferences. So it's a very, very different look.
And
And
that's set at the customer level, not the user level, correct?
the preferences are at the user level, but the
Really? Okay.
look, having the look be different is at the customer level. So
Hmm.
yeah. So you can't have like one user in the system using the AI and one user in the
That's what I
system.
was wondering. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But once you're in the AI version as a user, you can set your preferences.
This is
So you can,
fascinating. So
yeah,
if I could ask, and I know we're getting a
yeah,
little bit low on time here, but like
yeah.
what was the inspiration to change it up in this way?
Well, I mean, AI is powerful. My husband loves to do new things, and so he and the team have been exploring and with AI, and we had done some implementation of for content library and things like that of AI, and we just saw the power of what's possible and wanted to really leverage it, and so that's why our designer and then Alexia got very involved in redesigning the entire look. And then we've got a senior engineer who's an absolute genius in Indonesia who figured out how to get the AI to work in a confidential way, because that's the other thing you have to be careful with, is making sure that it's all confidential. You're
Right.
not sharing that data with the world. So we're very focused on security in the platform. So that was consistent.
What I will note that is within the past
Yeah.
couple of years, I've seen community platforms in general scrambling to incorporate AI
Yeah.
elements to what they're doing. I haven't seen a reconfiguration of the experience anything like what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
unique.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal, actually. I mean, we're still building it out right now, but but it's coming along really well, and I think we'll have something to launch, within a couple of months probably.
When it's ready to launch, I want to do another session just to look at
Okay.
that. I think
Yeah.
it's worth a separate look, because in
Yes.
effect you've rebuilt the system. So
Exactly.
yeah.
It's a complete rebuild. It's a complete rebuild.
Do you
But
anticipate you'll eventually move everybody over to that, or will you keep the legacy version?
it's all site by site. So I think we'll keep both active. We've been, testing the concepts with some of our clients just to see what they think. But I think it just depends on a particular client, their motivations, their focus, and their members. It's
Really
going to
neat.
be more useful for a younger crowd, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different look.
I'm excited to see it in action.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to play with it when we get a chance.
Yeah, I would love you to. I'd
Uh,
love to get your feedback, on that.
nice, nice.
Yeah, exactly. So
Um,
I
so
think we're getting close to the time.
yeah, I think we're getting a little low on time here, and
Yeah.
I like to keep these encapsulated to so somebody can kind of skip through the chapters and kind of get the various pieces here.
Yeah.
Were there any other feature sets or things that you wanted to just briefly call out?
I wanted to, I wanted to show the learning management system, because we've also got that. So there's a whole functionality for courses in the platform, so you can actually have courses built in, self-driven, self-guided classes with videos and with how much is completed, with questionnaires and everything. That's all fully developed and fully integrated in here. And then the other functionality there is the sessions, which is taking that learning management technology and creating multi-week sessions and incorporating posting, scheduling, project management tool, chat, and media library, as well as courses. So this is for sort of cohort training. And there's also a project management tool built in where you can run projects, sort of, yeah, I know it's a lot. It's a lot of functionality. But this is a whole project management tool as well. A lot of our clients, especially the nonprofit type clients, said it's great for people to communicate and collaborate, but we want them to actually take action. So that's why we call our project management tool Actions. And if you're in a community in the platform, you're automatically in that community's project management section, and then you can click on it and you can see what the whole agile style methodology, Kanban style.
I'm going to guess that you maybe even have some customers that just use this as their work collaboration platform for internal use, like their digital workplace.
They could. We haven't targeted internal, like intranet type implementations, but it certainly is totally functional for that.
I mean, it
Especially
seems
with
like
all the privacy levels.
Yeah, a lot of robust features, that I could see being used within a company, within an organization.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
the privacy side, I know we didn't really touch on that. Any kind of particular data protections or certifications that you have?
Yes, that's actually a very important point that I should have mentioned earlier. But communities can be public, private, or semi-private. So it's public, anybody can join a community, or if it's semi-private, then you can see that the community exists, but you have to knock to join. And if it's ultra private, you can't even see that it exists. It's completely invisible, and you only know it's there if you're invited. So that's really good for like mentoring communities or board of directors communities, anything that needs to be ultra confidential.
Yeah.
We're very focused on security. We do our own hosting actually, so that we can manage our security. And we've been focused on that from the beginning. And it's one of our main sort of tagline is, and focus is security, branding, trusted experience, and you own your own data. So we're very focused on that and have been from inception.
That was great. One of my usual questions is just how do you handle data ownership? Migrating my data out of the platform if it's ever not the right fit for me anymore.
Yeah, and our clients own their data. We don't own it. We don't use it. We don't sell it. We don't make money off of advertising on their data. It's all their data, and that's been our motto from the beginning.
So I know we've probably just scratched the surface, and I know it's always so tough because it's your baby, right? And you want to talk about it, and there's always a lot of things.
So much to show.
But I think we've given people a taste of
Yeah.
what the platform, looks like, and I would say that, there are some really unique features here that I don't see other places. So I personally, pretty excited about those pieces. I guess kind of in closing, have you handled customers who want to, migrate out of another platform and into yours? Like, have you managed that process much?
Yeah. We just onboarded a client that was using Circle, for example, and they're migrating to us because they needed additional features.
Mhm.
So it just depends on the client. A lot of our clients are startups or sort of getting started with the community for the first time.
Mhm.
So we do a lot of that, which is a different model because you're educating the client, you're training them and getting in, sort of hands-on. And then there's other clients that, I mean, we're expecting to start doing more transitioning
Mhm.
as we get out there more actively.
And for a like a customer that doesn't have a lot of special needs, what's maybe an average implementation time to
Oh
get
yeah,
them?
you asked that question before. Yeah, it's actually, I mean, we can set up a site in 2 hours. So
Well, yeah, but
it's that fast, and set up the site, and then we can make it beautiful in a couple of days. So it can be, I mean, they can be from start to live in a week or two. I mean, it's more dependent on their training, getting their team up the curve. But
I
most of
find it
our
always
clients take a couple of months. Yeah,
yeah, the change management process depends on how fast that customer is ready to move. If
exactly.
they have data they need to bring in, if there are special integrations, anything like that.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah, and they need to get trained and they need to, get facile with the platform, but yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy implementation.
And I think I know the answer to this, but I always kind of ask about sort of stability of the company. You guys have been around for 12 years. Have you taken any private equity money? Like how are you a funded company, or is it totally bootstrapped, or like
It's a blend. We had some early investors, more angel investors. I invested a lot in the company myself. I used to work on Wall Street, so I was able to use some of that money. And then mostly we've been bootstrapped though. So, and we are talking to several investors and looking to scale up. And we have again good partnerships and we have equity in some of our clients, but we're primarily bootstrap company, which is an advantage because you have your own, you guide your own destiny
Yeah,
in a way that you can't when you're acquired. I mean, we know some of our competitors who've been acquired by private equity, and it changes life a lot
it
for the
does.
company and for the clients.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I guess, sort of finally, what becomes the all important question is like,
Yeah.
what's it going to cost me, bottom line? And I know you have pricing on the
Yep.
site, and it looks like there's a freemium model to kind of
Yep.
get started. And then, for a standard business package, it's like 299 a month is
Well,
sort of
there's
what's
yeah,
there.
we have sort of two versions of the platform. We have the SaaS version, which people can access directly from the website, and you're right. There's a free version, and then there's three other plans,
Okay.
going up to the highest plan is the premium, which is 600 a month. And that has different features and different numbers of users they can have. And then most of our clients actually end up with the white label version where we help with the setup and there's a fee depending on how much work it is and how much customization it is. There's a fee for the white label setup, and then the ongoing is based on the number of users, but there's a sort of a flat start rate, and then as they get large, it goes up by user base. So we handle all the hosting and the subscription, the licensing, and they also get new features. So any new feature that's developed for other clients automatically gets applied to them, so they don't
That's
have to
right.
pay extra for that.
So what largest user base that you currently have, looks like about how many?
Well, actually, we don't go. I mean, we have the platform's built to handle millions of users, but most of our clients end up being groups with very senior people in them, like sustainable IT. They only have 900 users, but they're the CIOs of Accenture and
Sure.
ABN AMRO and Danske Bank. So
That's a
we
sweet
tend to
spot,
focus.
though. It
It's
really
a
is.
sweet
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We tend to focus on those high end, high quality professional groups. But our client, the Thriving Women Network, could grow to millions. I mean, when they have 250,000 people that watch their channel, so we expect that to grow significantly
Got it.
as they roll it out. So it just depends. But again, that high end, I mean, I think it's a higher bar to meet the professional demands, have people
Yeah.
or professionals involved. So pretty proud of that.
Well, I think that's a great note to end on. The Connective platform is clearly built with forethought and heart, and you've been able to really do some innovative, interesting things with this platform. For those of you who stuck with us through the demo and conversation, was there a question that you have that we didn't get to talk about during it? We'd love to hear about it in the comments below. I try to answer each and every question. If I can't, I'll pull Denise in and we'll ask her for her help in addressing it. In the meantime, if you are interested in getting in contact with Denise about your own demo of the Connective, or have some questions that you'd just like to have answered one-on-one, I have added a handy QR code up here that you can scan with your phone or go in, or you can visit Connective.Network to find the site yourself. Denise, this has been a joy talking to you. Thank you for spending some time with me.
I really enjoyed it. I look forward to further conversations. Thanks again, Todd.
Thank you. And for the rest of you, this brings us to the conclusion of the show. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like or comment and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, as well as on LinkedIn, if you can follow our company page for Clocktower Advisors. In the meantime, please take some time away from the screen, get out into nature, breathe in fresh air, take care of yourself, because if you don't, you can't build great communities. And that's what we want to do here. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time.